But yeah, I mean, speaking of America, USA basketball, dog.
Oh yeah,
You fucking with it?
Yeah, quart of gold or something.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about this. Obviously, like niggas who know the podcast, like I'm a big NBA nerd. So I haven't loved all of these docs for things that I've lived through. Like The Last Dance was fly because I really never saw that. Like I wasn't alive to witness that. So that was me learning new information, even if for people who are going through that, they might have known this. Most of the stuff since then though, like on the basketball shit that like I've lived through, I've been like, okay, like, yeah, I've probably seen this before. Or I was watching
You didn't
this.
like the starting five?
No, I didn't finish it. You know, like that shit was kind of whack to me.
The starting five was reality TV.
Yeah.
The starting five was not very well done. But I think this new doc was super fire because I think this last summer watching Team USA play in the Olympics was the most fun I've had watching basketball in years. Like I remember texting you and a bunch of other people during that game, like yo, during the gold game with Serbia. Oh no, it was the
France.
the qualifier. Because we played France for the gold.
Yes.
So we qualified against Serbia. That was the big game where everybody had their classic moments. That was like the best basketball game I've seen in so many years.
Yeah.
And so I think I was hungry for more content around Team USA, especially when the NBA right now is kind of less interesting than it was to me last season or at the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't love the storylines right now. Luka shook things up, but I don't know. So I loved the doc, and I think you learned a lot of new stuff. Like, I don't know, we were just talking about Trump. Like, you got the whole scenes with Obama. Obama's narrating like 15 minutes of it, talking about basketball, talking about the team. We get the clip of Anthony Edwards meeting Obama and treating him like his little homie.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay,
yeah.
Now I'm caught up. All right, that doc looked mad funny.
There's been some iconic moments.
We notified it.
But that's you this whole pod today. But we already know that. Why do we got to talk about it or see it? Because we like it. And you didn't know that that's what he would say if you ever met Obama. You can pretend like you could have guessed that, but you never got that footage.
I think I like what I've been on. You know what I mean? I haven't been watching a lot of TV. So
what? You literally came in here and said you've been watching
before
TV.
this, I'm saying before this, but I've been on Severance and there's other shit.
Yeah.
So these things are like twists and turns that I'm not expecting.
Yeah.
And like the first time that I'm watching something and I'm really trying to guess what's next and like put things together. That's been a little more interesting to me. And I think what it is honestly is like, I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of like real life reality shit and commentary. So it's been fun to kind of dip my toes in like more fantasy, like just like sci-fi shit or whatever.
Makes sense.
But yeah, the doc is cool. And also like I'll be watching, like I also love the NBA.
Yeah.
Like I watch mad NBA shit all the time. I'm watching games all week. I watch podcasts about this shit. I do like, I'm inundated with this shit all the time. So I do think I take it for granted. But I'm going to watch it and I'm going to love it.
I also think Kevin Durant is probably my favorite active basketball player.
Yeah.
And so to see a platform where he can truly get his flowers and deserves his flowers is cool to me.
Yes.
You see the clips of Serbia talking about KD after their first game when he was torching them. I think he started like 11 for 11, something crazy, couldn't miss. And he just has the whole locker room shook. The coach is in there talking about, I should have had someone else guard KD. What? Nobody else is going to do it. Put a hand up on KD.
He's the only one.
You know what I mean?
Only one that matters. And you can see the NBA players in there even shook like, fuck, we noticed niggas like that too.
Yeah.
He did this just for 82 last year.
Literally. And then you get KG having like a real honest moment being interviewed, talking about how important it is to him to see everyone come out to these games, and he starts crying. I can't lie to you. I cried watching that. That was one of the first times I've cried in a while, like real tears falling down my face, hearing KD talk about like what the Olympics meant to him and what hoop means to him.
That's why that was such an important moment.
Yeah.
Because for him, the public perception of KD and even what he puts out is this very nonchalant, I don't care exterior. And I think a lot of people can misconstrue that and not understand that. Obviously, again, to anyone who understands basketball, you don't become Kevin Durant and do the things you've done and how he like moves without being an insanely dedicated hooper. Like really, really putting in the time with the game to do what he does. So to hear him articulate that to a way that now like the mainstream fan and just like the whole world can really understand how much like, not just like how good he is and what it takes to be that great, but what is his motivation behind this?
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's sitting there like, yo, I may be 7 feet tall, could shoot the rock from 3, do all these things, but where I was born and raised, I'm not supposed to be here right now. The fact that I have the opportunity to even play basketball for a living and take my family out of that situation, that is, I won.
Yeah.
I've done everything, and that's why I'm able to approach things so happily. That's why I don't give a fuck if I go to the Warriors or the Suns or the Nets. Dog, I'm not even supposed to be in a fucking NBA.
Yeah.
Like,
And this was the perfect place for him to get all that off too. Because I think the legacy of KD, a lot of people, it's a little murky. Because yes, debatably the best scorer to ever live, one of the best players ever, but he doesn't really have the championships to stack up to resumes of players his caliber. He has that thing where he went to Golden State to win his, you know what I mean, and with Steph, and hasn't had a lot of success when he's been like a leader of a team in the NBA. You know what I mean? There are things that make NBA fans not hold him in that S tier with like a LeBron and a Steph. But when we're talking about USA basketball, he is the undisputed GOAT. I mean,
that's wrong.
What do you mean?
That's wrong.
He's undisputedly the USA basketball GOAT. Who is?
Melo.
No, bro.
Melo.
So KD's the all-time leading scorer in USA basketball and the only player ever to have 4 gold medals, but he's not the best.
Melo did a lot for just turning around the culture. I think KD joined an already flourishing culture and continued the legacy, but I don't think you have a KD without a Melo. And just the way that Melo approached the foreign game, like he unlocked that whole thing, because he's also regarded like KD as like great scorer. Like one of the greatest people to ever put that ball in the basket. And then to translate that into a 5-on-5 international pass heavy spacing, but they can play zone defense environment. Melo was the first person to do that. And he had to come in after niggas lost. So they were rebuilding the culture.
When did he get drafted?
Melo was 2003 with LeBron and him.
Oh, yeah.
So he was part of the turnaround.
He wasn't on the 2004 team that lost?
No.
Okay,
so he joined the year after, he joined the next cycle.
So played 2008, which is Redeem Team.
Yes.
2008, 12, 16. Oh, KD hadn't joined yet. So he played Redeem Team 2012 and 2016?
Yes.
Okay.
And he bodied shit, bro. Like Melo's numbers in these games was wild, bro. And just seeing him like moving around, like, I'm always go Melo. He's who I associated with that number 10 Melo jersey, KD though is probably number 2. KD's definitely number 2.
He just has more points and more medals, but sure.
Yeah. I go Melo, KD, Kobe as top 3 USA basketball players ever, personally.